Like and subscribe. Maybe donate to the Ramen with the link in description.
Alright, hey, this is Hans, and it's time for another episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time. This is the show where I show you what to do with your instant noodles. Today we got this Uni Yi Mian. So that's like Uni Mian is noodles, that's all I know. These are made in China for export to the United States. Spicy dan dan noodle. Let's do it. Spicy dan dan dry noodle. Okay. Alright. How long do we give it this? 6 to 8 minutes. That seems a little steep. But I'm just going to do what it's telling me to do. Let's do 7. That's 6 to 8. I wasn't planning on knowing that I had to do more, but there's a little more I have to do. I'll have to scan this package. There. That's all we need is the package. But if you look at this, this looks a lot like a Taiwanese dry noodle. I've been seeing more of this style noodle in Chinese varieties recently. So, sounds good to me. Oh. Do you want to see it boil? I know some of you are very interested in seeing it boil. So, here. Watch it go. Watch it do. Dude. How's that? There you go. So yeah, dan dan noodle. Yeah, that sounds good. There's no broth. It's spicy. Usually it's really oily. I don't know how oily this is going to end up being. I guess we'll see. But yeah. Anyways, what's going on with me today? I went out on a big long walk in honor of my departed friend. That went really well. So I'm going to do it again tomorrow and the next day and the next day. See if I can build it up. Got rained on. I don't care. Then on the way back, I hit the thrift store. And I scored, folks. I got a bag with 12 thumb drives in it. Not only that, there's one of them that's a 512 meg thumb drive. That's so freaking old and tiny. They range from 32 gig all the way to a half a gig. So it's kind of a neat range. What's funny now too is for like $12, $15, you can get, I think you can get a 256 or a 512 or a 128 gigabyte thumb drive, something like that. So they really have come down. But I think the smaller ones, those really teeny tiny ones compared to now at least. I mean, when they first came out with thumb drives, I think probably the first ones were like 8 meg. I don't know. But those I never see anywhere. And I'm sure when they first came out, they were like $200. It's like crazy. And I also got a handspring visor. If you remember those, they're a Palm platform. So they were like a Palm Pilot. But these were different. They had a little pack, a little cover that would open up on the back, and it's kind of like a Game Boy. It's like it had a slot for a cartridge, and I can't remember what they called them, jump packs or some kind of weird thing. I had a clear, like a transparent blue visor for a long time. I don't know if they've got SD slots. If they do, I'd be stoked. But I had it overclocked and I put Pokemon on it, like with an emulator, and it worked great. It was surprising how well it worked. think I got Snake for it. You know, like old Nokia phones have. I think I had Snake on it. And yeah, it was sitting at the thrift store. It didn't have a sticker on it, and the guy was like, how about the $2.59? I'm like, sounds good to me. So I bought it. So the kids will have fun playing with some more old tech. Speaking of, there was that computer that I got. Well, I was planning on setting it all up. In fact, I did. I got it all set up. Told them, okay, here's the deal. This is where you can put the keyboard when it's not in use. Here's where you can put the mouse. I had it like a total solution for children to be able to keep cords out of the way of the robot vacuum, all that junk, right? Well, all of a sudden, my son can't find the cable to charge his Chromebook, and he's immediately like trying to yank on cords and crap, and I'm just like, okay, I see where this is going. So now the backup Apple iMac monstrosity is elsewhere, not set up, and it's just chilling. Which I'm bummed about, but we really couldn't have it on a TV tray sitting next to the AC. That was just like cramping our style. Oh, but we got a bird feeder, and the birds are showing up like crazy. And what's cool too is I got a thing to make the birds show up. I got this. See that? I will use it right now, and you will think there's a bird in our apartment. See? That was a bird. The Audubon bird call, and it's like there's a piece of metal, and then there's a what do you call it, a piece of wood, and it kind of rubs against the wood and it makes that chirpy noise. And I tried it out this morning because there weren't any birds at the feeder, so I opened the deck door and I tried it out, and sure as shit, all of a sudden a couple birds show up. It's like, I have commanded the beasts of the earth to come and sup. I thought that was pretty neat. And sup they did. Yeah. Oh, what else? Oh, you should know there are these things, okay? They're things. It's it's not much you can do about it at this point. But it's you know, we're leaning towards Easter. So my wife really likes Tootsie Rolls, right? Well, they're making Tootsie Roll eggs. So it's like a Tootsie Roll with a little thin candy coating on the outside. This allows the Tootsie Roll to stay fresh. It's amazing. They're like the softest, most perfect Tootsie Roll you've ever had. So now you know. All right. Well, 6 to 8 minutes. We did 7. Let's drain our noodle. That's what we're gonna do now. A lot of noodle here, a lot of noodle here. Ugh. And you know what? I think maybe 5 minutes might have been good for this, because see, the thing about, I love this style of noodle. I freaking love it. But the only problem is some places tell you to cook them just so long. So before I add the stuff to it, see how the edge is rippled like that? That's where it's at, folks. I freaking love it. But with like Taiwanese dry noodle, what usually happens is the edge is really soft and the center has a little chew to it. There is like these are like really soft. And that bums me out because I like that little bit of chew. Who makes a good one? Mom's Dry Noodle, of course. But Zhang, they make this one Taiwanese dry noodle that's freaking amazing. And they dropped off the face of the planet. I really wish they would send me some product to review. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to go out of my way and spend $15 to $18 on a 4-pack of noodles where I really only want to eat 1 pack. But there's scallion spicy Szechuan scallion oil noodle. It's good. It's good because you get the Szechuan pepper hit and you get the scallion hit, and it just works so well. And now we mix it all up. At least we attempt to. This is interesting. By the way, this is another one that came from my buddy James from Lakeside, California. Thank you so much, sir. I went from being like, I'm out of noodles, to like getting boxes from this guy, from Australia, from 2 sources in Japan. Just like, man, this is crazy. My wife has hinted that she'll take me on a noodle hunting trip for my birthday, which means going and finding Asian groceries and just be like, okay, get what you want. There's so many facets, I gotta say, to what I do insofar as noodle reviewing that it's like I love every freaking aspect of it. I like trying new things. I love the hunt. I love going and looking for stuff and then finding something I've never had before. And I'm like, yeah. Okay. I like editing videos. I like doing intros. I like doing outros. I like editing photos. Dan, huh? It's not bad. I don't know why you would call this a Dan though. This seems just more like a mala. But I like it. I don't want to leave this alone. A little tanginess. Definitely it has the Szechuan pepper bump to it. But the thing that's going to ding it is that noodle. I did exactly what they told me. And these are not. It's not horrible, but I'm just going to say, I really wish they were chewier. I don't know. This plate looks like what it shows on the thing. I'll do it. We'll do it. I'm not going to second guess myself. Just like that. I had another bowl in this style that I really loved, and it fell out of the cupboard. Yep. It committed suicide. And that bowl is no more. And I'm trying to think of where the heck I got it. I might have gotten it at Asian Family Market. which would be a place I'd like to go. They usually have a decent variety of bowls and stuff, as long as they aren't ones I've already gotten. I'm eating that. There's a little bit of chewy to it. It's interesting. Drop on an unhealthy amount of scallion. Got an egg. Yeah, I'm all set up for this week, man. I got all sorts of prep and garnish. There's one I have to do tomorrow, though, because I still have tofu pup. All right. Chinese sausage, fried eggs, scallion, and sesame seed. I think that's a good set. So, rotato. Okay. So, thank you for watching. And I'm sure on the next episode, you're going to want to see this. This was sent to me by Ferengi from Australia, but this is this is one that you would be able to find in Thai 7-Elevens in Thailand. This is a collaboration between Shin Ramyun of Nung Shim fame and J-Fi, who is a a Michelin-starred chef. And this is a Tom Yum Shin Ramyun stir fry. Yeah. No, you can't get that here. No. You can go to Thailand. It's a good place. So if you do me a favor, like and subscribe, and you'll see some more. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
And everywhere, watching you. See that? Watching you. There they are. They're in the rain, watching you.